Division Rivals within FIFA 23 on the surface is a pretty basic game mode. You play games, you win games, you progress. There's actually some finer details within here which you can actually utilize to be more efficient and hopefully be able to get more packs within Ultimate Team. And in today's video, we are going to be explaining the correct way in which you should be going through Division Rivals. Division Rivals is simple on the surface. You play games against other players. If you win, you progress through the division itself, where eventually, if you win enough games, you'll be promoted to the next division where you go through this whole process again. As you are trying to progress, eventually you'll hit a checkpoint, and that basically means that your position is secured. You can go on a massive 10, 20, 30, 100 game losing streak, and it really doesn't matter. You cannot go back beyond that point. On the other hand, if you go on a winning streak by winning 2 consecutive games in a row, every win after that will result in you getting 2 points instead of the normal 1, helping you progress a lot faster within a division. Now, this is the basic premise, but let's actually go a bit deeper. With rewards, they are paid out every Thursday, and it's dependent on 2 factors: how many games you win and what division you're in. How many games you win is not broken down into a very specific individual number. It's either you need 3 wins or 8 wins. 3 wins is just to get a reward for that week. So if you do get 0, 1, or even 2 wins that week, it doesn't matter. You still get nothing. 3 is the minimum. 8 wins, on the other hand, is the maximum. Once you hit 8, you can win another 100 games on top of it for that week, and it doesn't matter. You will still get the reward as if you only just managed to clinch that 8th win. Now, for both of these, they also count in the division that you're in. If you get 8 wins within the elite division, you're going to get a much better reward for that week compared to someone who got 8 wins within division 10. Once you meet either of these requirements, being 3 or 8 wins, when Thursday rolls around, you will get your rewards. But with your rewards, there's options. You have 3 options to choose from. You can go for a tradable reward, which will just give you packs which are tradable. You can go for the untradeable reward, which will give you untradeable packs, and because they're untradeable, you'll get twice as many as the tradable. And then for your third and final option, you have untradeable but with coins. So this gives less packs than your untradeable normal version, but will reward you with extra coins on top. And for most players, the best thing to do here is select untradeable. Reason for this is because it does provide more packs, increasing your chances of getting someone good. And even though, yes, they're untradeable and you can't sell them, that doesn't mean that they're not useful. If you do genuinely get someone good, being 90 rated or above, it's likely that you're going to use that player, and that saves you from needing to use your hard-earned coins in order to buy them. If you're going to get someone that's fairly high rated but you're not going to use, then this can just act as fodder ready for you to throw into SBCs. And if you do get someone that's not worth it, we're talking a terrible pack, 80 rated players or less, then, well, it doesn't matter whether or not it's untradeable or tradable. It can still be used for SBCs, but even if you were to go and get that as a tradable reward to sell, each player is going to be going for 600-700 coins because they're not going to sell on the transfer market. You'll probably need to quick sell them. So typically, for most players, it's best to go for the untradeable option, which will give twice as many packs. Now, your weekly rewards aren't the only rewards. You also have seasonal rewards. For these, you'll need to meet 3 milestones. This is milestone 1, which requires 20 games, milestone 2, which requires 50 games, and milestone 3, which requires 90 games. And we need to put emphasis on this, that it says 20 games, 50 games, 90 games, not 20 wins, 50 wins, 90 wins. For this, as long as you're playing the game, you're progressing. Just make sure that you're not rage quitting and you're going all the way through. You need to see that final end screen in order for this to count as a game, because if you quit, it doesn't count. These rewards will be claimed at the end of the season, and just like your weekly rewards, they are different depending on the division that you're currently in. Someone in the elite division reaching milestone 3 will be better than someone in division 10 reaching milestone 3. And with these, you don't have a choice in reward, they're just untradeable and they're just added to your account ready for you to open. But this isn't the only thing that happens at the end of the season, because when a new season starts, you're also relegated by 2 divisions. And with everything that we've just gone through, and I did need to explain all of this, even if you did know, it now means that we can highlight that there's a very easy and efficient way to go through this. So, when a new season starts within Division Rivals, it's just refreshed, you've claimed your rewards from the previous season, and you've been relegated by 2 divisions, the best thing for you to do right at this point is to play as many Division Rival games as possible. And even though that doesn't sound like the most efficient way to play, because, well, why would you try and do as many games as possible in the first week? But this will make sense once we explain everything else. You'll just want to play as many games as possible to the point in which you've got back to a position where you was before, or at the very least you're in a division which is appropriate for your skill level. So if you're at the point in where you're win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, that's probably the division that you belong in. With this, because you're trying to play as many games as possible, it means within that first week, you're probably going to smash the 8 wins. And it's likely for your seasonal milestones, even though the season has only just started, you may be 10 to 20 games in. Now, even though this is a grind within the first week, from this point, you're only going to reach the requirements in order for you to just claim the rewards. This is where you have a choice. You can get 3 wins or you can get 8 wins. 3 wins just to claim the bare minimum for the reward of that week, or 8 wins for you to get the best possible reward. Now this is where we'll circle back to the beginning of this, because I did say I would explain why you should be playing the amount of games that you're playing right at the beginning. And some of you may have the question of, why can't I just get the 8 wins within the first week? And you can. But bear in mind, you've just been relegated by 2 divisions, so your 8-win reward in a lower division is not going to be good as what it initially was. Whereas if you spend that first week grinding back up to where you originally was before you were relegated, you can now spend the rest of the season doing the bare minimum, either getting 3 wins or 8 wins, and you'll still get the exact same reward as what you was able to do before, rather than spending the next 3 to 4 weeks slowly progressing up, which will give you a lesser pack value. Because you did that initial grind within the first week of a new season, now as long as you keep on getting 8 wins, you'll always be getting a decent pack, something which is of value of your skill within the game. And no matter how many games that you lose, you cannot be relegated. So this is something that you can get on a consistent basis. It also means, because each season is around 6 to 7 weeks long, because you played a lot of games within that first week, now as long as you carry on doing 8 games per week, it's likely that you are going to get extremely close to that 90 game milestone by the end of the season, yet again giving you the best possible reward. Once you achieve your 8 wins for that week, you stop. You don't carry on playing, because it is a complete waste. You are not going to get anything more on top of this. And as you are within a division which is represented by your skill level, it's unlikely that you're going to be on a massive winning streak in order for you to progress to the next division to increase your rewards. So that is when you take the time to go into other game modes, whether that be going through squad battles, draft, friendlies, or even FUT champions. With FUT champions, it's directly connected to division rivals. With every single rival game that you play, you will be rewarded with qualification points. And yet again, because we did do that initial grind within that first week of the season, now hopefully you're in a division which is going to give you higher qualification points so that you're able to reach that goal even quicker. What I do on a weekly basis for FUT champions, because I have a very limited amount of time with everything else that's going on, I get my 1,250 qualification points. I then go through playoffs where I'm easily able to get 4 wins. I'll forfeit the rest of my games. Once the weekend league comes around, 9 out of 10 times, and this does depend what's going on in my life as well as gameplay on that weekend, but most of the time I will intend to forfeit all 20. Now I don't get a 0 and 20 record, because sometimes I'll come up to opponents who will score an own goal and then forfeit before I can, giving me the win. Normally I end up somewhere between 30 to 40 points. This does mean that for my weekend reward, I'm able to get some okay packs. It's nothing amazing, but the qualification points that are added back to my account are less than the required 1,250 points. But because I've built up to a division which is suitable for my level or what I'm happy with, it will take probably 3 or 4 games in order for me to get back up to where I need to be. this being fully dependent on what division you're able to get to. The last thing that you really need to do now with division rivals is link this to objectives. For a lot of players, when they're going through division rivals, they use their favorite team, the team that they feel most comfortable using and is going to give them the advantage of beating their opponent. But that's not actually the best way. You still want to have good players in your team, but you should swap out some of the other players for some players which are selected for certain objectives. So spend time going through your objectives and see what's there and can be completed within division rivals. If you see that there's a challenge to score 5 goals with French players within division rivals, you should probably swap out some of your players for French players if you haven't got any already in order to complete that challenge. And it's likely that there's going to be several that you can complete all at the exact same time. By the time that the week is over and your first day rewards have been added to your account, not only have you just claimed your weekly rival rewards, but you've also participated and progressed for your seasonal rival rewards. You've also built up qualification points to enter into the FUT Champions playoffs, which are going to add additional packs to your account, and you'll have multiple packs which have been added from objectives themselves. All of this for what is hopefully going to be you winning only 3 to 8 games per week after that initial first week of the season where you're going to be playing a lot more, pretty much as many as possible. This is the most efficient way to go through division rivals. This is how you're going to maximize the most amount of packs as well as coins for the time that you have when going through. And if you are a confident player, and this may go without saying, but of course you're going to be able to go through this a lot quicker and get better rewards than if you're not so confident. But no matter your skill level, this is still the most efficient way to play division rivals. If you do have any questions about anything, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.